So it's an interesting time in the NFL offseason as we inch closer to the preseason than the regular season. After the draft just passed, teams are getting back out there practicing. The offseason schedule is picking up. It's pretty exciting just for NFL fans in general, but especially got to be for Bills Mafia. What up, everyone out there, Bills fans? Comment and let me know how you're feeling if you feel that way as well. As we got a lot of new faces, the draft picks, obviously, players getting acclimated to the team, but especially, with our wide receivers and Josh Allen. As we know, Gabe's gone. Diggs, the big news, the trade everywhere all over that now was kind of shocking at first. But speaking of Diggs, a big part of, Josh and Diggs, the chemistry they had and the morale they brought to the team. Remember, they had their handshakes and all that. And, Josh had a routine. He would get down dapping everyone up. And you see in his footage here as they're back out there practicing, seems he's already got his new handshake repertoire down with all these new faces. And in the midst of all this footage, right, did you guys see that number 87? I'm looking at him like, wait, this dude is short as fuck. Who is that guy? 87, I'm not remembering him. And a quick Google search, I find out that is Andy Isabella, a former UMass Minuteman, who actually was with the Bills last year a little bit, actually suited up in a playoff game with the Bills. He only had like one target, but he's been in the league a little while, played with Arizona Cardinals altogether in his whole career. He's been targeted 54 times, was at 33 or 35 receptions for 447 yards, and actually has got in the end zone 3 times. I just didn't remember this guy. It seems he was on our practice squad before. Again, got activated to the active roster, played a game or two, and, waived, brought back. One of those guys fighting for a roster spot. It was just kind of trippy to see him out there as I'm extra attentive and seeing what the new receivers in the offense is going to be looking like. But dude is actually 5'9", which ain't exactly short, but, out there on a professional football field and next to Josh Allen and some of the other dudes, I'm like, this dude looks short as hell. Comment if you're familiar with that dude, or if you think he has a shot at making the team, or he's just going to be a depth guy, end up back on the practice squad or whatever. Jump in the comments. And just about our receiver corps in general. But speaking of height and new receivers and whatnot, I think the player that most of us are focused on, myself, I believe, Bills fans, period, we got to be, real interested to see what the chemistry is looking like this year. And if he goes out there and makes an immediate impact, which I think he will, and he's 6'4", like I was saying, talking about height, it's nice to have some tall receivers out there. Over the years, with the Bills, it feels like we haven't had that many taller receivers. T.O. was with us a year. There's been some over the years. I'm just freestyling off the top of my head. One of the last ones I remember who we drafted, and initially he had a big touchdown in a late comeback win over Jacksonville, I think it was in that season we started out on fire, was James Hardy. Remember him? R.I.P. James Hardy. Life didn't go so well for James, man. It's crazy, the way you can be up and down. Life is wild. Focus on your blessings, everyone, and make the best of them. But this taller receiver I was talking about is obviously our big draft pick, Keon Coleman. And the media actually caught up with him. You see some footage, too, of him catching some passes from Josh. There was some footage that came out last week as well, and it was crazy to me that there was fans so negative about this guy's speed or whatever. It's like, dude, it's 20 seconds of practice footage. Relax, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fans were upset that we didn't draft that other receiver who has a little bit more speed. But, don't get me wrong, speed is a big deal, but it's not everything when it comes to a receiver. But they caught up with Keon Coleman, who we all saw Andre Reed pop up at that rookie event. And I think it was his birthday. And speaking of birthdays, it's Josh Allen's birthday as well. Happy birthday to Josh Allen. We'll talk about that more in a moment. But Keon, rocking number 0, hopefully 0 to hero this year. The media caught up with him, and he has some things to say about his initial interactions with Josh.
What did you do at the rookie premiere? How was that for you?
It was smooth, just enjoyed the whole experience. Got to meet up with a lot of the other guys in the draft class. Kind of just enjoyed our time in LA.
And then you had Andre Reed out there as well, I saw. Pretty cool for you.
Yeah, he popped out in LA with a bubble crew. I ain't never seen that like that. He different. It wasn't that cold.
What's it like for you getting the work with Josh these last couple weeks? Last couple days. It's gonna be pretty cool.
It is. You see what that is? I'm still a fan myself. So just enjoying it and staying in the moment, being with my feet on, and just continue to get better.
That was some funny as you heard him talking about Andre Reed's bubble jacket. It wasn't that cold out. A bright yellow bubble jacket on top of it also. That whole video, I covered it in another video, was pretty funny to me, man. Like when they gave him the wing chain, Andre gave him the wing chain. He's like, it's a fake wing? Like come on, bro. No, they put a real wing on a chain. Of course, it's a fake wing and it's a flat, and you better eat them with ranch, if you feel me. It's always great for me, a Bills fan who came up watching this team play, seeing Andre, Thurman, Jim Kelly. Prayers out to Jim Kelly. Sounds like, we don't hear much about him these days, but I'm sure he's still doing well. The toughness that Jim has is simply amazing, but all those guys from that Super Bowl era, seeing them still involved with the team. And I always point out, I can't wait till we get this ring. It's coming, and it'll be so good for those dudes, to see the Bills finally get that Super Bowl ring.
Josh is just super normal, man. I think that's the most exciting thing about it. Because obviously when you're one of the better quarterbacks in the league, some guys have egos, and all the quarterbacks that I played with have not had those. And so that was the most exciting thing about just having a guy, to that caliber, just be a normal dude.
That was some interesting words from another new wide receiver who we just signed recently. I didn't know really how to feel about this signing. Everyone, let me know what you think he brings to the team. If you think this is a good signing. I've heard mixed reactions. Obviously he comes from KC. He's played with some other teams. He's been in the league for some time. He's a veteran, hasn't necessarily put up amazing numbers, but he's a contributor out there. And that was interesting to hear what he said about Josh not having an ego and just being a normal dude. To me, it speaks volumes for the work that Josh Allen has put in and consistently put in, like last year through the ups and downs. The hard work that these dudes had to go out there and bust their hump to turn the season around and stay focused and not quit and continue to build character. It just all speaks so much to me about what kind of player Josh Allen is. He wants, obviously he's a pro, he's a competitor, he wants that championship, but I don't know, his characteristics and work ethic just seem second to none to me. There's no other quarterback I would want leading this team. That's my quarterback, man. And Scantling's first impression of Josh Allen is being very humble. Really, really just speaks volumes, says a lot about him. And I think it, is all great signs. And really, if you just look at Josh Allen's career, what he's done thus far, he just continues to get better and better. Like we saw a lot of the BS narratives last year, people focusing on the struggles, but he's the real deal. He's an exceptional quarterback. You probably see on the screen about how he had to basically relearn how to throw the ball, as when Josh was coming out of the draft, there was a lot of the, sports commentators and whatnot were looking at Josh as a dude who had a cannon for an arm and, was physically gifted and could run, was mobile, but a lot of people were down on Josh. And, even thus far, he's proved everyone wrong already. But think about that. He was throwing the ball wrong all that time, and to get into the NFL and just totally reset and relearn how to throw the ball and become a better quarterback is pretty amazing, man. Like, Josh is dedicated to the game of football.
He's a talker. I don't know if you guys knew that, but he's a very smart player. He's been getting in his playbook. He knows it very well already as a rookie. Constantly studying, constantly asking questions. He loves football. I think that's first and foremost thing that you learn about him. He loves this game, loves the nuances of it, and that's fun to be around. And when you got a guy that's young and eager, he just turned 21, he's got a lot to learn in this game, and a lot to learn to be a good player in this league. But I think he's got the tools necessary to do that, and hopefully we can utilize his abilities. In the NBA,
you heard this whole discussion, right?
I saw a little bit of it. I'll tell you what. No,
expand.
I don't listen. I think there's guys on both sides that have the ability to.
I'm not talking about sitting at the end of the bench. I mean play.
I think I can give some good minutes. I'm 3-and-D guy. Like, I'm gonna bust my tail on defense and chuck up a shot or two and pray that it goes in. But I'm gonna box out and go get some rebounds. I think I have the tools to do that. So I can give you a good 6-7 minutes off the bench. I think so. Go Bills.
And how about that, Keon Coleman already studying up on the playbook and impressing Josh Allen with his studious, attention to detail with the playbook and that whole NFL, NBA player debate. I hadn't even heard that debate going on that much, but I love how Josh Allen is just reserved. You heard him, how he almost held back from even commenting on it at all. But I like that he kept it real. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just am feeling really good about the team this year. You know what I mean? Josh Allen has, and this team, period, has come so close. And, a lot of people like to talk that ish, the Bills can't get over the hump. I'm really digging where we're at. All the growth in our quarterback and becoming a better quarterback, and the decision for the front office to kind of hit the reset button and say, hey, let's bring in some new weapons for Josh. Let's trade Stephon Diggs. Let's take this receiver in the first. Let's bring in some new weapons and shake things up a bit. It's a very interesting, very exciting year. And another receiver that what's that guy's name? Curtis Samuel or whatever. I'm really, really pumped to see what he will bring to the offense as well. Like, that dude is explosive. He's a playmaker, and he's just never really had a really good solidified quarterback throwing him the ball. And just all in all, man, I'm pumped. Everyone out there, comment and let me know how you feel as well. And getting back to speaking about Josh's birthday, 28 years old, ready to get this Super Bowl ring, bring the Lombardi to Buffalo. Check out these accolades and achievements that Josh already has under his belt at this time, man. 22,703 passing yards, 167 passing touchdowns, 53 rushing touchdowns, two-time Pro Bowler, PFWA Most Improved Player of 2020, two-time AFC Offensive Player of the Month, 12-time AFC Offensive Player of the Week, 4-time NFL Top 100 Player, 2-time FedEx Air Player of the Week, All-Pro, highest passer rating in a single postseason, 149.0, most rushing TDs by QB, first 50 starts, tied most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in a single season. First player in NFL history to record 40 or more total touchdowns in 4 straight seasons. And then Bills team records. most rushing yards by a QB in a single game, longest touchdown pass by a rookie QB, most rushing yards by a quarterback in a single season, most TDs by a rookie, most consecutive games by a quarterback scoring at least one touchdown, most rushing yards by a QB in a single game postseason, most consecutive games with over 300 passing yards, most total TDs in a season, most passing touchdowns single season, most passing yards single season, first Bills QB with multiple 4,000 passing yard season, most rushing yards by a Bills QB career, most touchdowns by a Bills QB, most touchdowns thrown in a single playoff game by a Bills QB, longest touchdown pass by a Bills player, most AFC offensive player of the week honors, in most consecutive games with a touchdown pass. And this year, we're going to see first Super Bowl brought to the city of Buffalo and the Buffalo Bills. I feel it coming, y'all. Tap in, everyone out there. Let me know how you're feeling at this point in the offseason. You know, everything we touched on in the video, the new receivers, all that. Let's discuss it all. Look forward to talking to everyone in the comments. Go Bills, sub up. I'm out of here. Peace.